Hi, I'm Tabu. Catch me on Sit with Hitlist.
You know what I find really interesting is, film critic types, they sit and watch your film and they analyze the performance and they go gaga, they go crazy and paragraphs after paragraphs written about how great Tabu was in this film, that film. But when you are asked a question about movies that you love doing, you say Sajan Bane, Sajan Chale Sasural, BV number 1. I was reading my colleague Sonal's interview, Jal the Trap. I've not even seen Jal the Trap. Like, what is this movie, Jal the Trap, which is the finest movie that you've done? Is it you making fun of others? Like, don't take me seriously, I love Jal the Trap.
I didn't say Jal was the finest film that I did. Come
You
on.
mentioned 2 or 3 films and one of them is this one.
Yeah, I really liked the film. I think it was a
I'm sure.
fantastic
Yeah.
film. I think it was a great role for me to do
Right.
in 2000. Nobody had cast me in a role like that. So for me it was very exciting. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen the film.
See, that's why you're
Okay.
making a judgment like that.
Is that so? I've seen Sajan Bane Sasural. And
It
I've
is
seen
based-
I've seen
actually-
Life of Pi.
Sorry.
And I've seen Namesake.
It is not
And I've seen
Sajan-
BV number 1.
It's not Sajan Bane Sasural.
Sajan Chale Sasural. Sorry.
कोई होमवर्क करते नहीं है और
I told you, no script,
और
no
मुझे
script, no.
लांछन लगा रहे हैं नाम तो सही लो मेरी फिल्मों का.
So tell me, is that you cocking a snook at all these people who take you so
What
seriously?
did I say in the interview?
Forget that interview. Just you said BV number 1 is the movie that you had most fun doing,
Yeah.
and you said it interview after interview.
Didn't it look like I was having fun in BB number 1? They had fun, I had fun, everyone had fun. So it was fun experience.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Sajan Chale Sasural, I had fun, they had fun, producers, directors all had fun. It was a hit fun movie.
Super.
Okay. And
Everyone laughed all the way to the bank.
Yeah, I had great fun watching Govinda take a scene to some other level. With just his performance.
Like, give me an example.
Like you give him this a normal written. I mean, on paper you would feel कि अच्छा ऐसे lines बोला है, and they're slightly comic or whatever. But the way he does it, it just changes the entire क्या बोलते हैं, the रस. There's the flavor that he is able to add that you wouldn't even imagine, would come in that scene.
Right.
And that's the most like it was a treat to watch him turn every scene into something so tasty. Actually,
So Govinda, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but that's his forte, and I
Right.
don't think many people can do that. That the timing that he has with comedy or emotion or whatever, it was a treat to watch him do that. And which other experience I said I enjoyed the most?
Jal the Trap.
Jal, I said Jal was one of my better roles that I did
Yeah.
very early in my career. Actually, I should underline that. See, now it's still, you see lead actors and actresses turning out to be something that you wouldn't expect on screen, and suddenly there's a twist and all that. But Jal, at that time, nobody was writing roles like that. And for me, when somebody wrote a role like that, I was like, wow, so twist aa gaya.
Twist aa gaya.
मेरा role में twist aa gaya. All that. So that was very exciting.
But the reason I mentioned
Of course
this,
not. You're just underlining these, but there are many, many more experiences that I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
The characters that I've enjoyed playing. So anyway,
So like I remember a friend of mine was talking about hanging out with you on the sets of Chandni Bar. Okay.
Who?
We'll talk about it later. And
See? They will not reveal anything.
no, because it's concerning someone else. Like,
So?
he's not a public figure. I think everything
Make
is
him
allowed
a
with a
public
celebrity.
figure. Make him a public figure.
No, you don't make people public figures like that. For hanging out with you on a set, he should not become a public figure. He should do something more in his life than that. So he was observing you, and you would have this conversation with this person and have fun and everything, and then go onto the set, do an extremely intense scene, and come back and continue the conversation as if nothing happened between that cut and action. That's a bizarre way of working. Is that something that you do film after film? Like just switch on in a role and then switch off the moment you step out of the lights?
After the film or after every shot?
in the shot, like between shots. You were having a regular conversation, then you would get up, you would go, you deliver your lines, and these are, I mean, Chandni was a very intense film, as all of us know. And then to come back and say, okay, मैं ये बोल रही थी कि, is that something that comes naturally to you?
Gulzar Sahab also used to say the same thing. I don't know, yeah. I've really not understood or been able to decode the process of acting.
At all.
I've tried, but I don't think I can still bring it down to a paragraph or lines to articulate what it is all about or how I do it. Because I think at every given point of time there are going to be, or there were so many factors that were, deciding or dictating what I was doing and how I was doing it, who I was surrounded by, what my inspirations were, what I had access to during a film shoot, all of that. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you can really carry on everything from the shot to when you're not giving the shot, because finally there is a finish in cut, and then again there is a beginning in action. So I don't know how many of us are able to, humanly carry that. And and if you ask me what happens between that action and cut, then I don't know. It's really whatever's happening is actually only happening in front of the camera. I think as actors also we are so tuned to bringing on that process in front of the camera when you're actually giving the shot, that after that it's over. That moment is over. I don't think I can go back and recreate it, or I can carry it, or I can duplicate it.
So is it really that moment? Is it the magic of that particular moment?
I guess so.
Would you rehearse though? A lot? To get
The
that moment right? Lines?
You have to rehearse the lines. There's no two ways about it.
Hmm.
You can't do trial and error during the take and say, oh, my line bhul gayi, ek aur kar do, So the lines, of course, you rehearse. The movement you rehearse. But I really don't know what's going to happen in the take.
Really?
Yeah, because you have your co-actors, you have your director giving you instructions. He might give you a completely different instructions in take 2. And you have to be ready for that.
For the same moment, you're saying?
For the same moment. He might interpret it in different ways.
Sure.
I remember Ang Lee doing that. He would try and do one shot with different briefs. In different takes, he would come in, try and give a different brief, change the brief, give an alternate brief, to bring whatever he wants in the scene. So really, there's so many.
So is that something
happening.
you look at later, or would he say yes to it right then, to the various briefs that he's given you? Will he choose the one that he liked the most right then, or will he look at it later?
No, I think he knows then what's working the best.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows, and he just wants to go there through different means. Yeah. So, and also I think for different actors, different kinds of briefing works. So I don't know what kind of actor I am. So
30 years, you don't know what kind of actor
no,
you are?
for a director.
Oh, okay.
What's happening in front of the camera, what the director is saying, we really don't know.
So you're saying your process changes from director to director? Would that be correct to say?
Some of it does.
Okay.
Some of it definitely does. Yeah. I'm sure it does.
I mean, you're one of the most critically acclaimed actors that we've seen in Indian cinema ever. Okay. I can think of other names. This is high praise. One would be Amitabh Bachchan. The other would be Nasiruddin Shah. Okay. And I was once having a conversation with K.K. Menon, the actor, who's observed both very closely. And he said, and having worked with both of them, he said the difference in their approach is that Amitabh Bachchan would be in a room and he has to deliver that particular shot, and he will rehearse the lines, he'll get it right just the way he wants it. And then he'll come before the camera and he'll give that. If he doesn't get it right, he'll do it again, but he'll give that again. Right? And I'm sure he's discussed that with the director, so it's not without a brief. Whereas Nasir would do the same moment differently each time because he feels that moment that led to the previous one is lost. So they should create a new one. Where do you fall in these two extremes?
Bapre, this is really heavy loaded.
That's the whole point.
Loaded
Because you want to take us to Jar the Trap. I'm taking you to Namesake. Yeah.
I can take you to deeper levels, okay?
We'll get to that.
Don't challenge me. You will be sweating. This will be stop block में सब गायब. किसी को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा होगा. Can you say बंद करो ये esoteric shit? It's on call. Oh God, अच्छा. So I don't know. See, only somebody who has observed me would be able to answer this. I just cannot look at myself from here and say where I fall. Somebody who's worked, I think KK would be able to answer that because KK has worked with me in 2 or 3 movies. But I don't know. I can't apply so much mind and think where I fall in this.
So you go by instinct basically.
Yeah. Sometimes it works to do it this way, sometimes. And I think I've come to the conclusion that there's really no fixed right or wrong way to do anything in life. Also, as people, you're evolving, you're changing, you're understanding, you're growing, you're thinking, rethinking, evaluating. So I think your process, your approach is bound to go through a change over the years. And if you're saying 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, whatever, I've been actively working, I'm sure my process and my approach has gone through its own changes. I might not be able to put it down in words, but I'm sure a lot has got assimilated and it, keeps applying itself.
Right.
Like I said, sometimes you have to rehearse. You can't escape that. You have to rehearse the movement. Like I think in action sequences you have to rehearse. There is no.
I hope so.
Like मैं ऐसे ही जाके organically एक थप्पड़ मार दूँगी ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. But sometimes you lose it when you rehearse a lot. And sometimes you just get it right only after you've rehearsed a lot. Can
you give me an example of something that you get right or you got right because you rehearsed a lot for it and you got right because you remember stuff you rehearsed for, na?
Exam le raha hai tu.
Did you rehearse a lot for Ashima's role in The Namesake?
No, we just had one reading in New York. I got into the film 2 weeks before we started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I got a call from Meera one night at 2 a.m. And saying that you have to come and do Ashima, do this film for me and all that. And I was like, yeah, wow, sure, very nice and all that, Bengali character and all that. So I said, when? So I was thinking like 6 months later and I was happy, thinking in my mind कि oh, कितना time मिलेगा मुझे prepare करने के लिए. New York में गुजारूंगी 3 महीने. So she said, 2 हफ्ते के बाद. And really that took me by surprise and I was so not prepared for it. But of course, I went there and it happened.
It's such a culturally specific role, right? It's not like you've grown up in Bengal.
I haven't. Yeah, but to my advantage, I had already done a film in Bangla.
Right.
With Gautam Da, which I dubbed myself. So I had some sort of history.
Is the Ray...
Yes, the sequel to Aranya Dinratri.
Right. I'm not saying it because I may get the name wrong and you'll hold me responsible for no research. So
Aranya Dinratri.
Right.
My film was called Abararanya.
Right.
So I had a glimpse because I had a lot of Bengali friends. I mean, they're still my friends. So I had a slight understanding about the culture and about the people and about the place. That really helped me a lot during the Namesake. And I always had my friends who I would call up and refer, okay, Jyoti, this line is going to be said like this. And no, it's not pronounced like this. Say it like that. Because especially Namesake, there was no dubbing.
Right.
So I had to get it right. And the clothes and...
But you would have worked with a dialogue coach and everything for the part, right? to get your Bengali right?
Yeah, we had we had actors on set who were also who Bengali actors who helped a lot. But it was actually the dialect in Namesake was really, it was English, but it was Bengali accented English. But also
living New York.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
Right.
Bengali accented New York of people who've lived in New York from 77 till 2005. So there were too many briefs.
Like you would have to find that person and have that conversation with that person.
Sorry, nahi ho sakta tha. Like be tired. But Namesake was a very क्या बोलते हैं? It was like an experience that changed a lot in me.
Really?
Yeah, I can really see my life. Matlab the milestones that you see, Namesake would be that. Also because of the fact that it was so far away from my own turf. I was in America. I did not know anybody over there except Irfan. I hadn't worked with anybody. The entire unit was American.
No one saying cut to cut.
Nobody making filmy jokes and all that, So I was really missing all that. But I remember that was a decision I took to go all alone and to experience and to have this experience completely alone, because I knew it was the newest experience that I was going to get with a set of completely new people in a new place in a country that I loved so much. And I did not want to take any baggage and I wanted to experience this completely on my own.
Right.
And I went all alone and I lived in an apartment in New York, which in the first 10 days was devastating. It was cold, it was snowing, I was all alone, I did not know a soul. My sisters were in California and Chicago, and I used to call them and cry because I could not get my favorite brand of cornflakes in the supermarket. And ye kya jagah hai? I thought everywhere you get this oats and you don't get this. And how come the tea does not taste like this in California? Though it used to taste like that, and that was my struggle. मैं खाना कैसे खाऊँ?
Sorry for you, completely. It was terrible, the hardship you had to go through.
And I was like, अच्छा होता मैं अपने staff पूरी team को ले आती, ये क्या है and all that. I was really miserable. But then after those 2 weeks when we started shooting and things, came into routine, it's turned out to be the most valuable experience in my life. I made friends. I enjoyed myself thoroughly because we worked 5 days a week and weekends I was watching Broadway and walking the streets of New York. I had made these 2 friends in the building and we are still very close. So all of that, and it really it was a educative experience for me in terms of cinema, performance, and different kind of Mira's a different. I mean, it was new for me to be working with somebody like Mira, and the way the way America approaches movies, cinema, acting, shooting, style of working, and all of that, like the contracts, the Screen Actors Guild that used to come and check on us, and the overtimes to everything, So it was really like I said, educative for me to work in that kind of atmosphere. I mean, I still get residuals from Namesake. I think twice or thrice a year.
Not bad.
In dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
It's really it's fantastic.
So basically, every time we watch you on TV,
you're paying.
Something goes in your pocket.
Paying.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know.
That's
unlike stuff that happens here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really that's something that I really respect about that and that whole experience. So yeah, Namesake was.
Well, have there been other milestones that you can think of? Like I know this one was one because you couldn't get your cornflakes and your tea. Whichever is better.
And then now I can live in New York for like months and enjoy myself even in the cold. Milestones. Yeah. From the beginning, if I think about it, matches, Astitva, Hututu, Chandni Bar, Namesake, of course, personally, and in terms of, geographical exploration, it's a very big experience that I came back with. I still have retained so much that has changed my life forever.
Sure.
Life of Pi, Chini Kam in a very, very, very nice way.
Like I've heard you say that of all the characters you played, the one in Chinikam is the closest to you.
Me.
What does that mean?
It came closest to me. That's one character that I can identify with.
Okay.
I could be that person.
Okay.
It's so me.
I mean, you could fall for Amitabh Bachchan.
Of course.
Right. I mean, that's hardly saying much.
That's why I did the movie. So yeah, I could totally fall for somebody, but it had to be like him. And I could understand her totally.
Right.
I got her. But I think that's why also Balki wrote the film for me and him specifically.
Right.
And milestones. Heather would be one. Definitely. Maqbool, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these are actually milestones in Bombay films for sure. Maqbool definitely is. There are very few actors who can say this, and you just said, I didn't know about Balki, who can say this about directors who come with the fact that they wrote the entire script just keeping you in mind. Chandni Bar was one, Maqbool was another, Haidar was another, now you tell me Chini Kam was another. Like, what do you inspire in these filmmakers?
I don't know.
The mystique, na? Because you don't explain your process, they think like it just happens to you. The moment you start talking about it, people know. They probably just see through, right? That you actually rehearse a lot at home.
I don't.
You're that kid who studies really hard for the exam and then pretends like, I know nothing before the test, right?
मुझे कुछ नहीं आता. No, yeah,
or is it the reluctance? I mean, I don't know any other actor who, while being extremely prolific or at least getting lots of offers, would constantly take sabbaticals. So it's also like whether I can get her or not. Let me write a role for her. Maybe she'll
you
come
should
and
ask
go.
These questions to the director.
I will. Right now, I'm starting the process with you.
I'm the stepping stone. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they see.
Sure.
Really, you should ask Vishal. And you should ask Balki. I don't know. I can't answer.
And Gulzar. I mean, that's a fabulous relationship.
Yeah.
Like almost like a father figure. How did you guys meet?
Okay, so I still don't know how and what made him cast me in matches because I still keep asking him कि कैसे आपने मुझे कास्ट किया क्योंकि तब तो सब रुक और पहला प्यार के ट्रेलर्स आ रहे थे it was
right.
like full like that dancing and all that, so he still does not answer it and I still keep asking him. Then after a point I stopped asking him. And I thought कि कुछ ऐसा देखा होगा मैं अपने आप को डायरेक्टर के नज़र से कभी नहीं देख पाऊंगी because अब मैं समझ पाती हूँ. Now I am understanding that really the director and the DOP have a completely different perspective from where you are standing. When you really shift your position and look at something, it's totally different. I'll never be able to get it. You can only look at yourself as yourself and involved in your stuff and mera ye nahi hua, blah, 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 blah. But for the directors, I'm sure they are really small things. Of directors, I understand.
Sure.
Unke liye itni sari cheezein hain, they are saying something that works or does not work,
Correct.
basically. And they have that eye, so I don't know. I must have suited that character that he cast me in.
So he saw you in like promos of these films or films per se and called you up?
Yeah, he called up Shabana auntie and he said that I want to cast your niece. And I was shooting for a Tamil film in Chennai. And Shabana auntie called up and said that Gulzar Saab wants to meet you and he wants to cast you in this film and you must meet him. I said, well, of course, what do you mean? I must meet him. I'll give anything to be part of his film. And I could not believe that he actually, wanted to cast me. And I was thinking, what is it? How? Because that time, you saw films like, of course, you were very young to even understand the, relevance and all of that, but you knew that he made films like, Mausam and Angur, in which people are so real, and still they are the leads, when people could like talk normally, say these lines like normal people do, and still be able to move you,
Right.
so deeply. And I always wish that I could, get somebody like that who I could work with, who could bring that out in me and who could use me like that, And so I went to meet him, and he had a cold. I always talk about this because it's one of the strongest memories that I have. And he had a cold, and he kept sniffing into his handkerchief, and I went and sat there, and I just sat there, and he also just sat there for an hour.
For an hour?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I was like, and I was fully like thinking, क्या बोलेंगे ये मुझे, क्या बोलेंगे, मैं क्या बोलूँगी, and I was completely tongue-tied. I was so young and all that.
So what? He's sitting across you and he's like sniffing, sitting there, or you also like just sitting there? No.
I'm telling you.
He's reading something.
I think he was writing
Okay,
something
writing
or
something.
reading something. And I kept waiting. Never spoke anything. And that time, you're used to people in the industry talking
Right.
and expressing and communicating and all that. And Gulzar Sab. So after an hour, I said, "Acha Gulzar Sab, acha, theek hai." And
No way.
yeah.
You left. So why did he call you?
So I didn't know. No. Because he had already decided.
Right. So
So
you
after
went to
2-3 days,
Huh.
then he called again.
Huh.
And that time he gave me the script. And he had the script, and he read it to me, and I just heard. So basically, that was his way of saying, "Okay, this is what you're going to do."
Right.
And that was the first time I was holding a script, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
The first time you're holding a script.
Yeah.
What do you say?
After Prem.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, Prem was a.
Like Vijay Park didn't have a script.
No.
Okay, they just told you, "आप मैडम उधर से आइएगा और
और ऐसे डांस करने का, ऐसा रोमांस करने का, yeah, very good. ये ड्रेस आवा, ऐसा happy. अजय देवगन my friend, outdoor में मजा करेंगे ये. That was all that we want. बाइक पे चढ़ो, हाँ आज बाइक पे जाना है. पहला प्यार स्विट्जरलैंड.
That's obviously true, right? You're not making it up. Yeah.
I'm not really.
Right,
I'm too
right.
happy. And Chintu ji always treating me like chocolate खाएगी. Switzerland chocolate खाना है.
Yeah.
हाँ chocolate खाएगी. सीधे खड़ी रहे ऐसे. So it was like that, and then Gulzar Saab, and then Chandrachud and me had he read it out to us. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Matlab, kya? I could not understand anything. It was really like,
You were intimidated?
Because the subject was so heavy and
deeply political.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which you understand now, the political relevance of that, and you understand what it meant to him, and what that film meant, and what it said. That time I was just, just looking at the character and saying, "Oh my God, I'm playing such a relevant part in this story."
Right.
That was like really like a drug, that, and you feel that somebody like Gulzar Saab can entrust you with this kind of character that ultimately kills herself, turns into a sharpshooter. It was so exciting for me, and it was really like stepping into a new skin, and it was sort of a comfort zone, because Manji, who was the director of my first film, Pehla Pehla Pyar, he was also the DOP of my sister's first film, Fasle, Manmohan Singh.
Manmohan Singh, right.
And he was shooting Matches, So it was actually like belonging to like a home sort of a thing. And Gulzar Saab, obviously, he was like a father figure. And it was actually he made it feel like a picnic. Of course, when you see the film and when you understand the gravitas that it had, you feel ke अरे मैं तो सिर्फ it was really so smooth and so fun and everything, and then
But did you have to prep for that role in terms of getting the character right, like the placement of the character? A Punjabi, like because you cracked it, you couldn't have been just instinct, no?
I think the clothes, the whole look, the setup, and of course we were Gulzar Saab and Manmohan Singh and Narendra Singh Ji was the audiographer of the film. They belonged to that culture. So everything was, and I think that time it was not a time for a lot of. We didn't have so much rehearsal, prep, reading, so much tam-jam before the actual shooting. So also, I think these are people who believe in, the क्या बोलते हैं, truth of the moment, the creativity that happens when you are with
the magic of that moment.
Yeah, and when you're working towards a common goal. So I don't know how it worked out, but it worked out. For me, it was really, really to see myself like that and to have that kind of significance as an actor was really, really fantastic for me. And then, of course, my relationship with Gulzar Saab is one that has impacted me the most in my life. I found like a home in him, He was somebody who was completely divorced from the craziness and the predictability of the movie industry, the predictability of people in the movie industry. He was different. He was calm. He was evolved, and he put me on my own journey of self-discovery as an actress, as an actor, as a creative person. Because you saw so much trust in him, that you felt, "Kare yaar, main to top hu yaar. Gulzar Saab meri tareef kar raha hai. Gulzar Saab trusts me so much, and he thinks I've done very well." So you really
gives you confidence, right?
Yeah, and you really want to better yourself, and it really just opens up your own क्या बोलते हैं ability to explore your faculties, creative abilities, interpretation of a role, and you're having fun doing all that because you're seeing this person encouraging you for everything. मैं ऐसे कर लूं, and he'll smile. मैं ऐसे कर लूं, he'll smile because he knew what he wanted. And I remember for Hututu, it was one of my toughest roles I had done till then, and we were thinking how to make her, because she's really radical in her thought and crazy and all that. I don't know if you've seen Hututu. So that was also very challenging for me, and I wanted to make her appear very different so that she comes across as having a mind of her own and a different mind than the standard people that are around her. So we were thinking, I said, "Gulzar Saab, should I shave my head and all that?" He said, "Karogi?" "हाँ, कर लेते हैं." "अच्छा, ठीक है." Then after a few days, Boski and I were sitting and said, "No, don't have short hair." I said, "Okay, at least I want short hair, because she's learning karate and all that." So that's where the short hair came from, because I really wanted the radicalness in her to come across, and that, and of course he always encouraged me to write. That's where I started writing a lot. He would give me notebooks to write, and every few,
which you still do?
Yeah. So every few months he'll ask me, "Copy khatam hui?" So,
like what kind of writing?
Anything, like observations or encounters, experiences. Then I would read to him, and he'll say, "बहुत अच्छे बेटा, बहुत अच्छे." That meant everything for me, Bus, that's it, So yeah, he's had the most, the deepest influences. He's been the deepest influences in my life, in the film industry. One of the deepest. Yeah.
So in that sense, you would say that March has really turned around how you perceive the show business in the first place, right? Because if you see your films before that, you really wanted to go to Switzerland and have fun.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
I
You
still want to go to Switzerland, on and off.
Right.
I think the thing is that when you experience everything, then you can enjoy everything. You can't, if you're just doing one particular thing and putting yourself out to just one kind of experience, it's going to exhaust you. It's going to burn you out. And then you do something else that makes you appreciate this. And because of this, you can appreciate that. Not just appreciate, just be complete with every experience.
Is that why you take sabbaticals, by the way? What, I'm not supposed to ask this question?
No.
I didn't say rules. I said sabbatical. Two separate words.
Yeah, I know. But this usually this line is always thrown at me as an accusation. So
no, I mean it's a good thing. It's a great thing. Yeah.
See, I always recommend it.
I mean, there was one time that you took a sabbatical. You were learning Spanish then. Is that something you mastered? Huh? I'm talking as if you told me the other day.
Like 10 years. More than 10.
10 years ago, right.
2004.
5.
4.
5. I was watching the Shekhar Gupta interview on NDTV 2005.
5 में तो मैं Namesake के लिए चली गई थी.
ठीक है 4 ही होगा. I don't know यार. Okay. It's your life.
After Maqbool had taken up
That's right.
Yeah.
You did.
I had planned for 1.5 years to finish everything and not work for a year.
The whole year.
Yeah.
Like travel and.
Yeah, just not do movies for some time. You know, just like it was too much for me, and I worked too many years and too much.
So there isn't that intrinsic fear that all actors have, which is if I take a break. Like even when Amitabh Bachchan took a break, he couldn't find work after. He regrets it when he took a break in the 80s, and he came back much later. He says that was the worst thing that he did, like worst call that he took. That you don't have that fear. Like if you disappear for a year now, people just forget.
Will you forget me?
You want only like 8 people as your audience? I mean, don't be mass.
That's a reflection of society.
These are only your fans. I'm talking about
fans तो ही चाहिए ना और कौन चाहिए? If people are not interested in you, if the people who don't like you, you're not interested in whether they remember you or not. Fear. No, actually, I think the need for me to step away from movies was far greater, and that fear was never there. Actually, I don't think I have ever had कि वो अरे मुझे भूल जाएंगे या मुझे काम नहीं मिलेगा. In fact, मैं तो मतलब काम से हमेशा I have not had that thing कि I want to work and I'm dying to work and मैं काम नहीं करूँगी तो मर जाऊँगी. मुझे वो कभी नहीं फील हुआ. मुझे अभी भी कभी वो नहीं फील होता है. और मैंने कभी ऐसे सोचा नहीं. Maybe my journey was very different. Maybe the circumstances when I started acting and maybe my priorities and my experiences have been in a way that it was never from a place of need to work.
Okay.
It was something that I chose or not.
Sure.
To do or not as an experience. मैं हर चीज़ को अपनी ज़िंदगी का एक हिस्सा और personal journey का मैं हिस्सा समझती हूँ. So I don't think that the choices that you're making or the decisions you're taking or the kind of life you're leading in your profession can be separate from your life, because that is what is impacting your life and that's who you are as a person.
Sure.
तो डर तो मुझे कभी नहीं लगा. मैं
But tell me something, like you as an artist, as a creative person, when you're watching a film of a peer, do you not ever feel like I should have done this role? It would be so much fun to do this. Never. I'm sure you would watch a movie that you would hope or you'd wish that you were part of. Like that particular character would be so much fun to live. Kya reluctance? This is like a Rahul Gandhi thing. Yeah? I don't want to be part of anything, but you're actually part of everything.
The thing is that I've done such characters that have really that I have lived and done so much that ऐसे कभी aspiration नहीं रही कि ये भी करती तो कितना अच्छा होता.
यूं होता तो कैसा होता.
हाँ नहीं मैंने ऐसा तो नहीं सोचा. Maybe because my stomach is being full with all the lovely roles
stuff that you've already done.
Yeah, also the experiences I've had.
You watch a lot of movies though?
Not many.
Okay.
Not many. Now I've started a little bit because there's a theater very close to my house. But for me,
I'm sorry, but
am I like saying all the wrong?
No, you're not. You're not. You're just surprising us. That's all. Because the theater next to your house, you go to watch movies. Like
movie watching is an experience.
Sure.
I mean, I think
theater should be right next door. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, popcorn should be there, like blanket and nice friends and tea. The comfort should be given to me. Then I'll watch a movie. Otherwise, it's not like a job के as a next मुझे कुछ सीखना है या education के लिए मुझे ये picture देखना है, ये picture देखना है, ये picture देखना है, ये picture देखना है. मैं ऐसे कभी I've never been like that since. Actually, I think it's a childhood thing that I was so interested in my studies and कि picture जाऊँगी तो कहीं fail नहीं हो जाऊँ school में class में and all that. So I was more into my studies than going and watching movies. Also, movie watching was just a weekend thing for us.
Right.
So it's for me still like movie watching is an experience which I watch as an audience.
Like a once a week kind of thing.
For me to sit to watch a movie is a process. Once I'm watching something, then I'll enjoy it and I'll experience it and I'll be fully in it.
So that's how you choose your roles also, right?
See?
The process is getting there, but then you'll enjoy after.
Yeah.
Right. I get you now.
Yeah.
In this.
So एक बार set पे पहुँच जाऊँ फिर मेरा सब. वो जब तक set पे पहुँचूँ जब तक अरे यार क्या यार. It's a very कौन जाएगा shooting पे.
Set मेरे घर के पास क्यों नहीं है?
Yeah, मेरी building में.
मेरे building में क्यों नहीं?
Yeah. और पैसे भी ज़्यादा दे दें तो और भी अच्छा होगा. और दोस्त लोग हो आसपास एकदम should be easy.
Are you more of a reader though?
No.
Okay.
I've read, but I'm not I'm not into the habit of reading. I want to cultivate it, and I wish someday I become like an avid reader because I think it's a great habit to have. I've heard. But everyone around me is a reader. My sister is an avid reader. All my friends, the girlfriends that I have, they're all avid readers. And I still just haven't got into the habit of sitting with the book and just, being in it and completing it.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm more a writer. Not a writer, but
sure.
I enjoy writing more than I enjoy reading.
So there is a book coming up?
No.
No, why? You're writing it anyway.
Questions.
Huh?
Everyone asks me this. No, I'm not writing a book.
Okay. Sorry, I asked. Please don't. But why not? I mean, it's an interesting life. You get thrown right into the deep at such a young age. You do all kinds of crazy stuff in your movies. Biking, going up to Switzerland, and all those fun things. We'd love to read about it.
One day.
I think also what you need to put in your book is how is it that you made your debut, but some 5 years later you got a Filmfare Award for Best Debut. Like how? She got a Filmfare Award in 1994 for Vijay Path when you'd done at least 5 movies before that.
No.
At least 3 movies before
Come
that.
on. See,
at least 3.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
The debut was given to me. That year, 2 of my films released. So that was my debut year. How can you count before that?
No. Vijay Path is 94?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the year the movie is released, that's where
Which year is
count.
Framed?
So we started shooting in 88.
Which year is Prem?
But it didn't release.
It didn't release?
No, it released in 95.
Ah, that explains it. That was easy.
See? No research again.
No, I mean, if it starts in it. You did Coolie #1, how about that?
The South.
But that was in the South. Filmfare would never consider anything from the South. No, now they're considering.
Okay, that's another thing that I want to ask you, and this is for all your fans across, because people who love Hindi films, we've only really seen you in Hindi movies. If you were to recommend 5 movies of yours which is not in Hindi, which ones do you think we should pick up?
Repeat after me.
Repeat? No. Kandu Konden. It's going to be tough for me.
Finish. No, sorry.
Okay, I'll try.
Ninne Pellartha.
How about that?
Kandukonden.
Kandukonden.
Iruvar.
Kalapani.
Kalapani.
Well, Kala Pani did have a Hindi version also, right?
Yeah. Originally a Malayalam.
Right.
Actually, yeah, people have seen it. Rakkili Pattu.
Oh, say that again. Say that again.
Rakkili Pattu.
Rakkili Pattu. You made that up, right? There's no such movie.
See?
Rakkili Pattu. Rakkili Pattu.
Priyadarshan is going to be very upset with you.
You think he's not already upset with me?
No.
Like, it's in the movies he's done. Rakkili Pattu.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 4.
Yeah, that's 4. One more Telugu film I can pick up is Andarivadu.
Andarivadu.
Good boy.
What about Gautam Das movie, which I will not name? The one we discussed before.
Abararanya
Abararanya is very tough.
Achha, you said from the south, so.
No, I said like
Okay.
languages which
of course, Abararanya.
Right, that should be one of them
Of
too.
course.
How many languages do you know?
I know Telugu. I know Marathi. There's Astitva in Marathi also.
Yes.
By the way. So, Telugu, speak Marathi, speak little bit of Tamil, little bit of Malayalam, Bangla fluently.
Fluently? Wow.
Let me not say it.
There's another language that, what about Spanish that you learned?
I forgot it!
Oh, forgotten already?
Only when I go to California, when I have to order food in a restaurant, that's the only time I can get to practice it.
That's true.
La comida es buena and all.
The movie with Anil Kapoor, Virasat, and then when you sit in that bed scene, when you're sitting. Again! You can hear it.
No!
Please! One last.
मैंने shooting में भी one take दिया था.
One take. ये capture नहीं हुआ. नहीं कर रहा है अभी.
One take.
But इसको फिर से interpret करते हैं, right?
Like
There are different briefs, like Ang Lee's brief, right? So it doesn't mean one more last time.
What is your brief?
Huh? Louder. Thank you so much, Tabu.
Thank you.